but it could be a massive piece of history as well. Tip-off at 4. Pregame here begins at 3. That is today's Mountaineer Report, brought to us by Kroger, the official grocer of WVU Athletics. I'm Tony Caridi on the Mountaineer Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.
And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle or wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into West Virginia High School girls basketball on this Friday evening, senior night here at Spring Mills as the Cardinals welcome in the Martinsburg Bulldogs. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 Sports, I am Matt Crawford. To my left, Matt Miller, John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, Eric Sterick, back at the studio. Matt, this is becoming a little bit of a tradition for us doing this matchup. We've done only one girls basketball matchup due to timing this year, and it was this same matchup, just flipped the locations back at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. It was a 49-39 decision just about a month and a half back.
Well, and these two teams, I'm sure their coaches will tell you, are a little bit or maybe even a lot different than when these teams met almost a month ago. Martinsburg has won, 13 out of their last 15 games, as they had a 13-game winning streak snapped just 2 games ago. Suffered a loss at Greenbrier East by a 73-48 final, and then suffered a loss against St. James. That one was also on the road, and 70-52 was the final in that one. But those were two very good teams, as we heard earlier from head coach Kyle Triggs. Didn't really like the effort against Greenbrier East, but really liked the effort against a very talented St. James team that has, 5 Division I prospects. Meanwhile, for Spring Mills, they're 7-11, but they've won 3 in a row and 4 of their last 6 games. And as we heard from George Gosk earlier during Miller time, kind of picking things up and doing so at the right time because, as he said, there's 22 practice games to get ready for sectional play.
And you couldn't have asked for it. If you wanted a one-line quote about regular season in high school basketball, that was it. There are 22 prep games because everybody makes it. It's not football where there's a select amount of teams. It's very similar. Football really is unique in that way. The rest of high school sports, you're just getting ready for the playoffs. Obviously, you don't want to go winless or have a very sub-500 record in the regular season. That should be nobody's goal, but you have the opportunity to basically at the end wipe the slate completely clean and start again once the postseason comes. So it's all about taking advantage and getting better at the right time of the season and going into the playoffs on the right foot. And even with losses, I still think you can go in on the right foot. But hearing from Kyle Triggs earlier, it's all about how you approach the game. It's all about making sure you have that right intensity, have that right mindset going into the basketball game. And not the case against Greenbrier East last week for Martinsburg, but apparently did pick up that intensity in a tough loss against a very good St. James team that had 5 Division I starters.
Well, and that's what you're talking about is, are you ready? Let's pull out the Jay Gruden competitors.
Competitors out there competing against other competitors competing.
And that's the thing that you're looking at, okay, as you said, maybe you don't win every one, but how are you competing? And for Spring Mills, you talk about that record at 7-11, but let's look at a couple of those losses by just 3 points against a very good Musselman team, 43-40. The 10-point loss against Martinsburg at 49-39. Just a 4-point loss against Jefferson at 44-39. 40. So you take a look at some of those losses and say, hey, a play here or there, a bucket here or there, and maybe this team has a few more wins and they're in double figures in wins as opposed to losses. And Martinsburg's going to tell you some of that same thing. Now, a lot of the games that they've been in, it's been a blowout one way or another, and most of them going Martinsburg's way at 14-4, but they are looking at a 56-51 loss against a very good Fairmont Senior team where they tested themselves and saw, hey, we can compete with the best, and of course they showed that really well with that big win against North Marion.
This is the pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Phone them at 304-350-1931. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break back at the studio. 2 minutes for you, Eric, back at the studio. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle over the weekend, a couple of girls' games tomorrow, and take a look at what else is going on this Basketball Friday night across the Mountain State. That coming up next after this 2-minute timeout in the pregame show. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road. Home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Welcome back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's time to take a look at what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle. A couple of boys games tonight, including the one that we're going to have right here coming up just about 7:30, although this one looking like it's going to get started a little after 6 o'clock as we had a ball get kicked underneath, trying to get it back to the warm-ups. But another EPAC game going on tonight. We will also have a couple of games going on over the weekend in girls basketball. So, Matt, let's take a look at the check of the area schedule.
All right, where do you want to begin, boys or girls?
Let's start with girls. We are on the girls pregame show.
And it's Valentine's.
It is. Ladies first. Ladies first.
All right, well, you were mentioning Hedgesville. Hedgesville's coming off of a win against Washington on the 11th. That was a 54-33 decision, but then just last night suffered a 38-32 loss on the road at Musselman. And so a big win against Washington. And while they didn't get the win, a strong effort against Musselman. And next up for Hedgesville, well, they are at Broadfording Christian Academy tonight for a Valentine's Day matchup. And then they are scheduled to play Jefferson on the road next week to close out the regular season. Hedgesville, with the win against Washington and the loss against Musselman, is now 7-14 on the season, if my records are correct. So let's turn our attention to Jefferson, They're coming off of a 48-33 loss against Spring Mills, dropping the Lady Cougars to 12-9. They are scheduled for that matchup hosting Hedgesville on the 17th. Musselman with the victory against Hedgesville last night, closing out their regular season at 14 wins and 6 losses. They had a game earlier in the week that was scheduled at Smithsburg, Maryland, but for whatever reason, that game was canceled. Meanwhile, Washington is sitting, it looks like, at 3 wins and 15 losses on the season as they suffered a loss at Hedgesville their last time out. And then we've got the matchup tonight, Martinsburg and Spring Mills. The Spring Mills girls at 7-11 have won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 6, while the Martinsburg girls are 14-4. And while they have dropped 2 in a row, it was against 2 very good opponents, and that snapped what was a 13-game winning streak.
Yeah, again, still very much, most likely, again, nothing official yet, but going to be the number 1 team in the region when it comes playoff time, which, again, is right around the corner. The girls' season ending a week sooner than the boys' season. Now what's going on in boys basketball, another EPAC matchup tonight, another Berkeley County matchup tonight on the boys' side, along with ours that should be coming up here in about 2 hours.
You got Spring Mills and Martinsburg on the boys' side. Spring Mills 6-11, but they've won 2 in a row and 3 of their last 4 for a young basketball team, getting things going in the right direction late in this season for Martinsburg. They're coming off of a loss against St. Maria Goretti last Saturday. Have not played so far this week, but Martinsburg at 13-3 has won 10 of their last 11 as that loss against Goretti snapped a 10-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for Hedgesville, they got a victory against Washington earlier this week, 48-38. That has the Eagles at 14-3. They're in a matchup at Musselman tonight. And speaking of the Applemen, well, they are at 11-6 as they got a win against Jefferson earlier in the week on a buzzer beater, 67-65 the final. Musselman hosting Hedgesville tonight. Hopefully we'll be getting some scoring updates from that one. Definitely want to keep an eye on that one as it could help to determine the 1, 2, and 3 seeds in the sectional voting.
Yeah, I think right now when you look at who's played who so far and who's done what against who, I think that Hedgesville and Martinsburg have that 1-2 spot. I think it's Martinsburg first, then Hedgesville if you're going in order. But I think Jefferson and Musselman are going to be right there battling for that 3 spot, and that's going to follow by Washington, then Spring Mills, and then Hampshire as we round out this region. But I think that game tonight between Musselman and Hedgesville could go a long way in figuring out what the regional rankings are going to look like down the stretch.
All right, let's look at Jefferson as they, with a loss against Spring Mills on Tuesday night, fall to 10-9. They've now dropped 2 in a row in 4 of their last 5. That was after a 4-game winning streak. So Jefferson 10-9, and they're not in action again until Tuesday, and that'll be a matchup at home against Hedgesville. Washington, meanwhile, they were at Mountain Ridge last night and scored a 62-50 victory, picking up their 7th win against 12 losses this season. Washington next up is scheduled to host Spring Mills on Tuesday of next week, and then next Friday it's that county rivalry matchup against Jefferson, and then they'll close out the regular season on the 22nd as they would host Fort Hill. So we're getting to the end of the season, both boys and girls basketball.
Is everything playing out the way you kind of expected it to this year? I don't know if there's any big surprises this year on either the girls or the boys' side. I think the hot start that Musselman got out to, I don't know if that was unexpected, but definitely a surprise to some. I think you knew they were going to be good. I don't know if you expected as hot of a start as they got out to, but especially on the boys' side, I think everything's playing out just about the way that I expected it to.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm a bit surprised at how well Jefferson has played. You know, when you look up and down their roster and you see how young a basketball team they are, you go, wow, I'm not sure that I saw them where they are as far as their record at this moment in time. You kind of knew that it was going to be some growing pains here at Spring Mills with Luke Samples taking over as head coach, and again, a lot of inexperience for their players. I figured Hedgesville would be right there because they arguably had as much of a nucleus coming back as any other team in the Eastern Panhandle. But frankly, you look at Musselman and the players that they lost, maybe they're even a little bit of a surprise as well as they've been able to come out and play. So as you say, hey, we're going into the postseason in a couple of weeks, and anything can happen. You better bring your A game.
Absolutely. All right, that rounds out our Check the Area schedule. Let's send it back to the studio, take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will be ever closer to our starting lineups and the tip-off. Again, a scheduled 6 o'clock tip with senior night festivities, still 8:20 and counting on the clock here at the Cardinal Coliseum. We'll be back to wrap up the pregame show next. This is West Virginia High School Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Welcome back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It is senior night here at what has been known as the Cardinal Coliseum, as the Martinsburg Bulldogs are in town as we inch ever closer to playoff basketball. The second time that Matt and I will see this matchup this year. Martinsburg coming in at 14-4. Spring Mills coming in with a record of 7-11. 6 seniors on this Spring Mills team, and again recognizing a little bit earlier the one senior for Martinsburg in Morgan Andrews. Matt, you excited for this one?
I'm ready. I'm anxious to see the second matchup between these two teams and how both respond. Obviously Martinsburg and Coach Kyle Triggs hoping that they respond well coming off of back-to-back losses. And for Coach Gosk and Spring Mills, hey, they've won 3 in a row. Can they keep it going against a very good opponent?
Let's take you back to the first game between these two teams. The meeting was at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. It was Martinsburg the entire way, a 10-point contest, but it wasn't that tight the entire way. The first quarter, it was that 10-point difference. Martinsburg took a 16-6 lead into that first intermission between quarters 1 and 2. Then they would outscore the Cardinals 13-4 in the second quarter. It was 29-10 going into the halftime break. It was, again, pretty deadlocked when you look at scoring per quarter. In quarter number 3, Martinsburg outscoring Spring Mills just 11-10, but it jumped the Dogs out to a 20-point lead going into quarter number 4. And 10 points for Spring Mills in the fourth quarter, 9 for what was a very young Bulldog squad on the court in that fourth quarter at the Fieldhouse in that game, and went on for the 49-39 win for Martinsburg. And at that point in the season, looking back at the score sheet, that was a 8th loss of the season for Spring Mills. That dropped them to 3-8, and for Martinsburg, that improved them to 8-3. So exact opposite at that point in the season. And looking at the 7-11 record right now for Spring Mills, you can tell that they have had a much stronger second half of the season.
They certainly have. And I look back at that game that you're talking about from the 17th. Martinsburg was +8 in rebounding. They were +2 in turnovers, albeit Martinsburg turned it over 16 times themselves to 18 for Spring Mills. Martinsburg did knock down 8 3-pointers to just 4 for the Lady Cardinals, and free throw shooting 9 of 11 for Spring Mills. Martinsburg 13 of 18, so the Lady Bulldogs doing a nice job of being able to get to the line, and so you score more points at the line, you score more points through the three-pointer, you force a few more turnovers, get a few more offensive rebounds, and, well, there's your 10-point difference in the game.
Talk about free throws. That is what Martinsburg is working on right now as they finish up their warm-ups. Spring Mills at the other end of the floor. They are in a team huddle in the paint, having some pregame conversation as we near the 3-minute mark left in the pregame festivities. All right, let's send it back to the studio, take one more 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have starting lineups, the national anthem, then get ready for tip here at the Cardinal Coliseum. It's Martinsburg in Spring Mills taking on the Cardinals. We're back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources. It certainly has helped take us to another level.
February means Valentine's, and Valentine's means sweet deals all month long at Apple Valley Chevy Toyota in Martinsburg. Get a 2020 Toyota Camry XSE with up to $4,050 off MSRP. How about a 2020 Toyota RAV4 TRD Off-Road with up to $1,960 off MSRP. Get up to $9,400 off MSRP on a 2020 Chevy Trax, or up to $9,800 off MSRP on a 2020 Chevy Equinox. Stop in to Apple Valley Chevy Toyota on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg today and check out the sweet Valentine savings. Find out more online at applevalleytoyota.com or applevalleychevy.com, a part of the Miller Auto Group, where it's always a better deal. Price does not include tax, title tax, and processing fees. Savings based on Camry stock number 20T585, RAV4 stock number 20T521, Trax stock number 20C197, Equinox stock number 20C541. See dealer for details.
Welcome back into the Cardinal Coliseum. The starting lineups being announced here to the spectators on hand. Let's take a look at those starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by DNN Auto Specialists. If your vehicle is not starting properly, then start at DNN Auto. Get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Call 304-267-4078 for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. It looks like this. Number 3, Prosperity Sippy, 5'8", junior, a guard. Number 4, Ella Joseph, goes 5'11", plays forward and is a junior. Mackenzie Joliffe, a 5'8", junior guard. Leona Holmes, a 5'8", junior guard as well. And number 14, Morgan Andrews, a 6'1", senior forward, the only senior on this Martinsburg Bulldog roster. For Spring Mills, they come in the record of 7 wins, 11 losses, and are led by head coach George Gosk. Their starting lineups look like this. Number 12, Maya Griffin, the freshman guard, goes 5'6". Number 13, Ella Joseph, 5'8", junior forward. Number 15, Ashaya Domer, goes 5'9", as a sophomore and will play guard. Number 20, Mariella Fuebu, the forward senior, goes 5'8", and the only 1,000-point scorer in Spring Mill Cardinal girls basketball history, number 44, senior 5'10" forward, Jada Brooks.
Matt, look at that starting lineup. You've got a junior. you've got a freshman, then you've got a sophomore, and finally a couple of seniors. So a young starting lineup.
Back to the station, Eric Starrick. Let's take one more 1-minute timeout to cover the national anthem here. Then we'll be back for the tip from the Cardinal Coliseum. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Welcome back into the Cardinal Coliseum. The national anthem being performed here by a student. That's the second time in the last 3 games that we have seen that. That happened at Musselman as well. Always a cool thing to get a student involved, Matt.
Very well done.
Starting lineups are done. National anthem is done, which means we only have one thing left, and that is to get this game underway. Our 3-men officiating crew getting in their position. Spring Mills coming onto the floor. They will be in white uniforms. Cardinals across the front in black, along with black numbers and the little bit of red piping around those numbers, and Cardinals on the front and wear the black shorts. For Martinsburg, they're in all black tonight. Martinsburg on the front of those jersey tops in white, a little bit of orange piping and orange numbers along with the black shorts. Game time getting started a little bit later than we expected. 6:17 on the clock for a 6 o'clock scheduled start. But again, senior night festivities taking things a little bit longer for scheduling information. That does mean that the boys game will most likely start a little bit later as well. Morgan Andrews sends a tip back to one of her teammates. That is Ella Joseph. Now Prosperity Stitt will bring it to the front court for Martinsburg. Cross-court pass that goes out of bounds and an early turnover going away from Leona Holmes, and not the way Coach Triggs and the Dogs wanted to start, Matt.
No, certainly not. I believe maybe she took her eye off that basketball as it went through her hands and out of bounds. The Cardinals starting in a zone defense and really spreading that zone out from sideline to sideline.
Griffin quickly into the front court, passes off to Ella Jones, looking to drive in, kicks it over in that left corner to Dome. We're now back out to the top of the key. It's Griffin with it. Trying to move it inside, trying to look for Jada Brooks. They find her, misses the shot long, going out of bounds. Last touching Martinsburg. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball inbound underneath their basket.
That's a nice look to find Brooks open down low. She just could not make the shot.
The inbound goes into Fuebu, still fighting for that basketball on a traveling violation. She had it. Marielle Fuebu shuffled those feet, and now a turnover apiece for each one of these teams. Martinsburg basketball, Prosperity Stitt with it.
That's good defense. Morgan Andrews getting her hands in there, almost tying her up and forcing that travel.
Andrews gives it off to Joseph. Now Joseph in this near corner. Now cross-court pass. Stitt with it again, just outside that left wing. Now between the circles with it, and he'll steady that dribble. Pass over, tipped away. Good defense by Jada Brooks, poking that one out of bounds. Almost another turnover for the Dogs, but it'll stay Martinsburg basketball. Inbound coming right in front of our broadcast location.
And again, after a little token full court pressure, you might say, look at that defense in the zone really stretching out sideline to sideline for the Cardinals.
Stitt has it, gets a high ball string going into the lane, gives it off in the lane. Jump shot no good for Morgan Andrews off the back of the iron, and a rebound for Jada Brooks using that size down low, the 5'10 frame for the senior forward. Now quickly into the front court is Spring Mills.
Stitt did what you want to do. She got a seam and drove into that zone, drew the defense, and dished it off for the short shot. Martinsburg just couldn't get it to go.
Domer looking inside. She has Brooks. Brooks puts up the shot from the left side, misses it a little short, and we have a tie-up down low after the missed shot. And the possession will stay with Spring Mills.
Yeah, it looked like Joseph getting her hands on it along with Brooks, and the held ball leaving it with the Cardinals.
Domer set to send that inbound in. Trying to find a Fuebu. She can't do it. Bounce pass goes into the middle of the lane. Shot put up no good by Ella Jones. And seeing that possession, it is last off of Martinsburg. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball. Thought it may have gone off of Jones's leg on the way out, but that is the other end of the court from us, so we will go to the referee discretion.
Either that or I thought she just lost it on the way up with a little bit of contact with Morgan Andrews, but apparently off of Andrews.
Quick inbounds right back to the inbounder. Tashia Domer knocks down the first basket of this game as 6:35 remaining in the first quarter. It took to get our first basket. Dangerous pass getting up the floor. That is Joliffe with it, sends it inside. And the pass down into Morgan Andrews, who connects on the left side for the first basket. So after not scoring for the first almost 2 minutes of the game, back-to-back baskets, and we're tied at 2, Matt.
Now Martinsburg almost turned it over, a couple of dangerous passes, but eventually able to get it down inside to their leading scorer.
Brooks has it, hasn't used that dribble. Now she will work back out top, giving it to a Griffin. Works down to a Fuebu at the foul line. Now sends it over to Brooks in that left corner. Again, looking down for a Fuebu. That one's stolen away by Ella Joseph. Second turnover of the game for Spring Mills, and a quick odd person rush the other way. Mackenzie Joliffe will finish on the right side off the glass. Martinsburg takes the 4-2 lead.
Yeah, good look as Martinsburg not only gets the turnover, but then the quick outlet leading to the fast break basket.
Domer has it at the send it back out top to Griffin. Quickly around the perimeter. Driving in is Jones on the left side, and we're going to get a foul. Poking the ball away was Ella Joseph, make that Morgan Andrews. Poking the ball away, but some contact. First foul of the game, and that one will go on 1-4 Morgan Andrews.
Oh, make it a 1-0. That's Mackenzie Joliffe as they put it up on the scoreboard.
Spring Mills basketball. Three-pointer from the left corner. That one no good, but an offensive rebound and a foul down low. That three put up by Ashia Domer. Offensive rebound down low was for Ella Jones. Fouled on the way up, and that foul going to go on Morgan Andrews.
There you go. Now you can give her first foul. Nice job down inside as Ella Jones got position, and the 5'8 junior pulled it down, went right back up to draw that contact.
First foul shot, no good. Rolled around the rim and fell out.
She scored 6 the last time that these two teams got together.
Second foul shot for Jones is up. That one rolls around and does not fall. Goes 0 for 2 from the line, and Andrews comes down with the rebound. Gives it back over to Prosperity, sitting that quickly to Andrews into the front court of the foul line. Kicks it in this right side, a little hesitation, getting it back out to the top of the key. It's Joseph with it. Now driving in, and a foul driving on that left side. Driving in was Leona Holmes. Looking to see who that foul is on for Spring Mills, and that's going to go on Ella Jones. It'll be a inbound from the baseline for Martinsburg. 5:17 remaining in quarter number 1. Bulldogs have the advantage 4-2, a low-scoring game in this one so far as the inbounds pass goes into the backcourt, run down by Maya Griffin working into the front court, and a foul going up. Leona Holmes is right there playing defense, but just used a little too much body, and it looks like that foul is going to go on number 12, waiting to see officially, and it will be the first foul of the game on Leona Holmes. And going to the line for 2 is Maya Griffin.
Yeah, that pass over top of everyone, and a nice job by Griffin, able to outrun a Bulldog player to get to that loose basketball and then take it to the basket where she could draw contact and get to the line.
Griffin knocks down the first of 2 free throws. Spring Mills now 1 of 3 from the charity stripe in this one so far. Second foul shot rolls around, no good, but last touching. Ella Joseph on the way out had the rebound, just went off of her leg on the way out, could never control it. Spring Mills catching a break and looking to take a lead in this one with a basket.
Yeah, they have done a nice job getting some extra opportunities.
Domer sends it into Brooks. That one never got to the rim, hit the underside of the basket. Now quickly the other way comes Martinsburg right into the lane, but a good block down low. But going to turn into a foul for Domer. Thought it was great job of defense by Spring Mills. Mackenzie Joliffe going up with a shot. She had beat the defense. But it's going to be a foul on the Cardinals, and going to the line for 2 is Mackenzie Joliffe.
Yeah, that's a tough call on Shia Domer, who immediately turned to the bench. Felt like she had gotten it cleanly, but the indication perhaps she got her with the body. And Mackenzie Joliffe, normally a real solid free throw shooter, can't get this one.
Joliffe 2 points in the last game between these two teams. She already has 2. Went 2 for 2 from the line, and that one getting her only 2 points. Second free throw up and good. 5-3, the Martinsburg advantage. Spring Mills basketball. Griffin into the front court for the Cardinals. Sends it over to Jones. Jones looking to drive in left. Bounce pass into the corner. That's Domer with it. Back out top. Griffin with the basketball. Again, a bounce pass to Domer. Looking down low. Nowhere to go. Jada Brooks has been a non-factor so far. That's who they were looking for, but throwing it out of bounds into the first row was Maya Griffin. And another turnover for Spring Mills. It'll be Martinsburg basketball.
I've got it as their 3rd turnover so far in this opening quarter, and Martinsburg again has done a nice job extending their defense and trapping whenever they get a chance.
Prosperity Stitt breaking that trap for giving it off. Now a 3-ball in the corner for Holmes. That one no good. Saved by Stitt from going out of bounds right into the hand after being pinballed around a little bit by Maya Griffin, who will work it into the front court before giving it off to Jones. Jones on that left wing looking to drive in on Holmes. Some contact. Jones goes down, no call. Martinsburg basketball quickly into the front court, but it was Ella Joseph overthrowing the intended target in Mackenzie Joliffe. It'll be a turnover for Martinsburg, and not the cleanest played game we've seen this year, Matt.
Well, not so far, and as a result, head coach George Gosk of Spring Mills wants to talk about it.
We'll take a timeout as well. Let's make it a 60-second break. We're back in 1 minute with 4:16 remaining in quarter number 1. It's Martinsburg 5, Spring Mills 3.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. In communities all around the world that we call home. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, together we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at Rotary.org.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coach?
Jones had it, now gives it back out to Griffin. Griffin looking to move left, nowhere to go with the basketball, gives it back out to Jones. Now Griffin with it, just playing catch back and forth. Domer with on the left side, brings it back around. They're trying to work down low, but nowhere to go. Now Prosperity Stitt steals the ball momentarily back into the backcourt, but eventually running it down is Domer, and a traveling violation is Domer getting it over to Maya Griffin. Another turnover for Spring Mills. It'll be Martinsburg basketball in their end.
I've got now 6 turnovers for Spring Mills. Both of these teams playing a zone defense. They're really stretching it out sideline to sideline. Martinsburg trying to trap when they can on the sides and really making it hard for Spring Mills.
Quick inbounds goes to Stitt. Working it down low, nowhere to go. Kicking it back out. Now a 3-ball from the left corner. That one no good. Ella Joseph gets the offensive rebound. That one poked away. Morgan Andrews gets another one poked away. It'll go out of bounds. Last touching Spring Mills. That initial 3 in that left corner put up by Mackenzie Joliffe. So a couple of opportunities for Martinsburg, just can't seem to convert near the basket. Inbound will be cued in by Joliffe, sends it in to Prosperity Stitt on that right wing.
Yeah, Martinsburg has missed a couple of open corner threes. Got to try to find a way to knock some of those down.
Joliffe, a bounce pass down to Andrews, has to go down to one knee, and we're going to get a jump ball. A couple of Cardinals in the area. Martinsburg has the possession error, so they will keep the basketball.
Again, both of these teams very strong right now on the defensive end. It has been hard to find an open look.
Jola sends that inbound into Stitt. Works it to Andrews, now over to Miller. Miller will try the three from the left wing. That no good. Rebound brought down by Maya Griffin. Who will slow it down, now push it into the front court, crossing that timeline, gives it to Jada Brooks, well away from the basket in between those jump circles, quickly gives it back to Maya Griffin. Griffin working to the left, as just about every offensive set has tried to work left in some way, shape, or form. Now Griffin gets the basketball back again on the left wing, puts up a three, and it's there.
Well, there you go. Somebody finally knocking down a deep shot, and that one brings Spring Mills within one.
7-6 your score. Martinsburg with the lead, 2:25 and counting on a running first quarter clock. Joseph with the basketball, sends it over to Prosperity Stitt. Now in that left corner with it was Joliffe, sends it back around. She has the basketball again. Looks for Prosperity Stitt, driving baseline, gets bumped out of bounds, and it's going to be a foul. Looking like it's going to be on Mariela Fuebu.
Yeah, Stitt wanted that basketball back down in that left corner, and she knew immediately as she caught it, she was going to try to drive that left baseline, and all Fuebu could do was try to shift her body over and block that baseline and just couldn't get there in time.
Joliffe sending in that inbounds to Morgan Andrews just beyond that foul line. She'll drive in as that shot blocked by Jada Brooks. Poked out of bounds, last touching Spring Mills. Once again, will stay Martinsburg basketball, and it seems like just about every 50-50 ball has gone the way of the Bulldogs so far.
And yet just a 1-point lead.
Inbounds goes back to Prosperity Stitt, now goes in the corner to Joliffe. Joliffe sends it down to Ella Joseph. Joseph to Andrews. Andrews back out to Miller. That's a right wing three, no good. Rebound brought down by Bree Birdsong. First time we've called her name. Gets it to Griffin in the front court, sends it down in that left corner to Domer. Domer back out to Griffin. Three ball, that up and good. Back-to-back threes for Maya Griffin. And Spring Mills takes their first lead of the game, 9-7.
Well, as cold as Martinsburg has been from beyond the arc, not yet hitting a three. That's back-to-back threes to help Spring Mills take the lead.
And make that their second lead. They did have that 2-0 lead early on in the game. Turnover for Martinsburg at their end. It'll go back to Spring Mills trying to extend that 9-7 lead, 1:36 remaining in quarter number one.
Well, Martinsburg had a 7-3 lead, but the back-to-back three-pointers from Maya Griffin getting Spring Mills out in front. She had 11 the first time they met. Matt already has 7.
Brooks has it just beyond the foul line, looking to drive right side, nowhere to go. A little up and under, sends it across to Birdsong. Birdsong going to drive in the middle of the lane, put up the floater. It's up and good. Bree Birdsong, her first two of the game. Now a 4-point advantage for Spring Mills, 11-7 as we near a minute left to play in quarter number one. Miller with it at the Cardinal logo, sends it back over across the court quickly to Stitt. Now down in the corner is Joliffe from the left side, puts up the three, and it's good.
She's got 6 first quarter points for Martinsburg, and they're back to within 1.
Under a minute to play in quarter number one, 49, 48, 47 seconds. It was Griffin looking for Brooks, couldn't get it to her. Now run down by Joliffe. Joliffe bounce past Ella Joseph, off the glass, no good, too strong. And Morgan Andrews right there to put up the second chance opportunity. That one no good, but some contact down low. And Morgan Andrews is going to go to the line for 2. That foul going to go on number 12, Maya Griffin.
That is 4 players with 1 foul each now in the early going for Spring Mills. 3 players with 1 foul each for Martinsburg.
Andrews' first foul shot, no good. Free throws have not been a clinic so far here today.
And normally a very good free throw shooting team is Martinsburg, and their top free throw shooter, Morgan Andrews.
Second foul shot for Andrews, rolls around, no good, but Miller right there to get the offensive rebound with 36 seconds left, sends it back out to Joliffe.
Yeah, give Ella Joseph some credit there, too, for tipping that one, allowing Miller to be able to get to it.
Miller bounced past Andrews. Andrews back outside to Stick and a drive the lane floater with the left hand. That one rolls around, no good. Rebound down low for Spring Mills, poked away momentarily by Ella Joseph. Still a loose ball, but running it down now is Sydney Banire, who move it quickly up into the front court. Now pass going almost back to midcourt, but Jada Brooks able to run it down and keep possession for Spring Mills, under 10 in the first quarter. 8, 7, 6 seconds as Brooks taking her time with just 5 seconds left, not moving towards the basket yet. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. A step back three for Jada Brooks, misses everything and goes out of bounds. Not the shot that I think Coach Goss wanted. The Spring Mills will retain the lead after 1 quarter of action. It is Spring Mills 11, Martinsburg 10. We'll take this 1-minute timeout, then we're back for the second quarter of action. Again, it's the Cardinals 11, Dogs 10, back in 60 seconds.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
Welcome back into the Cardinal Coliseum, and it is the Cardinals on senior night with the 1-point advantage over Martinsburg, 11-10. But, Matt, not the cleanest played first quarter.
No, number of turnovers for Spring Mills. Fortunate that they have the 1-point lead, and they've got it because they've knocked down some deep shots that Martinsburg has not been able to hit.
Brooks just beyond the foul line. Goes over to Birdsong, now quickly back around the perimeter. Griffin with the basketball.
Matt, let me also add, the reason, though, for where we're at right now, strong defense, as we just saw.
Griffin looking for Birdsong, poked out of bounds by Prosperity Stitt. Just put an arm out, ended up having her entire body in front of it. Looked like it would have been an opportunity for a steal. Just couldn't get the whole body in front of it. Jada Brooks with it just inside that three-point arc. Sends it back out to Griffin. Griffin back to Brooks, the foul line. Turn around, jump shot, that up and good. Jada Brooks, the first basket she has made today. Prosperity Stitt now with the basketball for Martinsburg. Now to Ella Joseph, a good backcourt trap for Spring Mills, broken by the Dogs. Joliffe has it, trying to work in on Birdsong. No dice, sends it back out to Prosperity Stitt. Now it's Morgan Andrews with it. She'll try a jump shot from the foul line. Too strong off the back of the iron. And Ashaya Adomer coming down with it before giving it off to Maya Griffin.
While Spring Mills has lost the turnover battle so far, they've been winning that rebounding battle.
Griffin with the basketball, steadies that dribble at the jump circle. And Spring Mills going to take their time setting the offensive set. Joliffe finally comes out, puts on a little bit of pressure. Griffin sends it over to Domer. Now a cross-court pass, dangerous to Birdsong. Finally comes down with it, drives in for giving it to Brooks in the lane. Puts up the shot, no good, but she was fouled and will go to the line for two.
Yeah, Prosperity Stitt was a fingertip away from being able to get to that pass that went cross-court and come up with the steal, but it was a nice job by Spring Mills to work it to Brooks, who was fouled by Ella Joseph, her first.
First foul shot for Jada Brooks is up and through. Brooks now with 3 quick points in this second quarter after not scoring quarter number 1. Again, Brooks, the first Cardinal to score 1,000 career points here at Spring Mills.
She had 8 against Martinsburg the last time these two teams met. Spring Mills needs her to have a good one here tonight, and so far she's having one.
Second one up and good. Andrews had it for giving it quickly off to Holmes. Holmes driving in on the right side, poked away. Now working quickly as Van Iyer into the front court, picks up the dribble dangerously at that jump circle. Yeah. Now gives it off to Jada Brooks. Not the great place to stop with the basketball and pick up your dribble. Griffin now has it in that same location, just on the front court side of the jump circle. Bounce pass over to Domer. Hasn't used that dribble yet, being tightly guarded by Ella Joseph. Now bounce pass back out to Birdsong. Birdsong over to Griffin. Griffin to Domer. Back out to Griffin in between the jump circles. Griffin working right, nowhere to go. Good defense by Mackenzie Joliffe. As Griffin going just about every side of the court she can. It's going to be a 5-second call. Turnover, Spring Mills.
Yeah, again, strong defense by Martinsburg. Taking away any driving lane, getting into those passing lanes, making it difficult to find anyone open, and with that strong man-on-ball, or in this case, woman-on-ball defense, getting that 5-second violation.
Prosperity Stitt with it, gets it to Morgan Andrews. She steps up just inside that foul line, puts up the little right-hand floater. Wasn't quite a regular jump shot. Missed that one on the left side of the iron. It was Jada Brooks coming down with the rebound. Now Griffin has it working across that timeline over to Brooks.
Tough shooting night right now for Martinsburg. They've had some open looks, including outside the arc, as well as some of those foul line are so extended and haven't been able to make them.
Brooks driving left on Morgan Andrews. Throws on the brakes, a turnaround jump shot. That one too strong. Prosperity Stitt comes down with the rebound. 5:13 remaining in quarter number 2. Spring Mills a 15-10 lead. Foul line extended on the right side. Prosperity Stitt rises up and connects on the jump shot. Her first basket of the night.
Nice job off the dribble to get a little separation, elevate, and right at the peak of that jump, let it go and left hands it up and in.
Birdsong sends it back out top to Domer, being tightly guarded by Joliffe. Again, Mackenzie Joliffe showing how good she is defensively. Almost a backcourt violation, but Griffin able to keep it from going into that backcourt. Ball poked out of bounds just in front of Coach Kyle Triggs and the Martinsburg bench. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball. Couple of substitutions on each side. Inbound goes into the backcourt. It's Maya Griffin with the basketball now into the front court. Gives it off to Jada Brooks, being guarded by Miller. Domer had it momentarily. Now sends it to Birdsong in that left corner. Hasn't used that dribble yet. Finally has to with nowhere to go with the basketball. Poked away, a loose ball, and Prosperity Stitt finally gets it. Mackenzie Joliffe was the one there to poke it away. Now quickly back into the front court. Good transition defense as Domer there to poke it away, and we have a player down for Spring Mills in the backcourt.
That pass intended for Ella Joseph cutting down that left side of the lane, but the ball poked away before getting to her hands. And back to her feet now is Brianna Birdsong, who had that ball poked away and taken from her that helped to start that break. Matt, I got 9 turnovers right now for Spring Mills to just 4 for Martinsburg, but I also have 11 Cardinal rebounds to just 7 for Martinsburg. So, that's where we're at. It's been that back and forth type of game. Both teams playing solid defense. And a 3-point lead for the Cardinals.
4:25 remaining in quarter number 2. Mentioned that 3-point lead. It is 15-12 in favor of Spring Mills. Joliffe looking for that inbound, goes deep, a dangerous pass, but Stitt able to come down with it. Ella Joseph had it momentarily at the foul line. That quick ball moving around the perimeter. 3 ball in that left corner. That was Mackenzie Joliffe putting up the 3. That's no good. Loose ball brought down by Emily Cole. Ella Joseph right there. The 2 get tied up. It'll be a jump ball. Martinsburg possession arrow.
Again, Martinsburg just struggling to knock down that open shot. Just one of those nights that so far has not gone their way. But, hey, you keep shooting them because eventually they'll go down, you hope.
Joliffe sent in the pass to Morgan Borer. She had the ball poked away. Now Maya Griffin into the front court. Can she go coast to coast, put up the floater, that one off the side of the iron. Loose ball rolling to that right corner, being picked up by Domer. And in a tight position was Ashaya Domer. And you could get a timeout call by George Goss to make sure Spring Mills keeps the possession. A 30-second timeout. Let's take the 30-second break as well. Back with just about 4 minutes to go before halftime in this one. It is Spring Mills 15, Martinsburg 12. We're back in 30.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and ball pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
15-12, Spring Mills leads over Martinsburg. 4:01 remaining on the clock here at the Cardinal Coliseum. We're in the second quarter of action. Spring Mills took a 1-point lead into the break between quarter 1 and 2. They've extended it to a 3-point lead as that inbounds was intended for Jada Brooks. Tipped right back out of bounds. The inbounder, Domer, will move to her left about 2 steps, and we'll try it again. Actually, make that more about 4 or 5 feet. Now we'll try it again.
Matt, I understand the timeout for Coach George Goss wanting to maintain the possession, seeing his player in a double team down in that far right corner. And at the same time, that's now 2 timeouts, giving you only 3 through the rest of the game. And you're in a tight one right now. May like to have that one back later.
Domer picks up that drill, being guarded by Miller, sends it down into the corner. It's Cole driving baseline. Some contact down low by Miller. No call. Good block Now quickly back the other way comes Martinsburg. It's Prosperity Stitt into the front court. Can she go coast to coast? Left hand off the glass, no good. Jada Brooks right there for the rebound. That one hung on the front of the iron, could not fall. Now Jada Brooks will drive left side. Is she going to try her opportunity at coast to coast? She won't. Kicks that to Griffin, 3. That one off the right side of the iron from straight away. No good. Rebound by Prosperity Stitt, looking for the full court pass to Griffin, but Jada Brooks right there to intercept it. Now back the other way. Jada Brooks going up that left side floater with the right hand off the glass. That no good. Coming down with the rebound is Morgan Borer. See if things slow down a little bit for Martinsburg as they do. Prosperity Stitt now going across that timeline, working it over to Mackenzie Joliffe. Uses that left-hand dribble to bring it back between the jump circles, being tightly guarded by Athwebu. Now down in the corner to Ella Joseph. Bounce pass looking for Borer down low. Taken away on the interception down low was Domer.
Yeah, Shia Domer just stepped right in to the passing lane in front of the intended target and easily stole that bounce pass.
Jada Brooks playing a little point guard right now. Bringing it into the offensive end, looking for Emily Cole. Good trap defense, does find Cole. Now driving to the left just inside that three-point arc. Sends a cross-court pass. It's Domer. Now with it on that right wing. Picks up the dribble. Bounce pass back out to Griffin. Being guarded by Ashlyn Miller. Cross-court pass was intended for Cole. Goes through her hands. Now quickly it's Mackenzie Joliffe driving baseline. Contact. Puts up the shot. Count it. And the foul.
Well, that's a tough call. That will go against Cole. But the feet were moving as she tried to draw that charge, and a three-point opportunity for Joliffe. And that's a big opportunity as Martinsburg could tie it with the free throw.
Joliffe now with 8 points in the ball game. 2:21 remaining before halftime. Foul shot up and through. Now 2 for 3 from that charity stripe. Low-scoring contest. The first time these two teams met, it was 29-10 at the half. Not as lopsided at this point in the ball games it was back at the field house back in mid-January.
We have our second tie of the game. We were tied at 2 and now tied at 15.
And Spring Mill's going to take their time, take some time off of the clock. Jada Brooks allowed a couple of defenders to come in and do a little trap. Now a pass to Cole on that left wing. That one misses everything. Kind of fooled the rebounder going up. Jada Brooks gets an easy opportunity on a second chance, but missed that one a little bit short. Martinsburg basketball. Prosperity Stitt. A sharp pass down low to Ella Joseph. She can't handle it. It goes out of bounds. Another turnover.
Yeah, I'm not sure Joseph was looking for that one, but boy, that's a heck of a pass from Prosperity Stitt. Saw that opening kind of without really looking, just maybe out of her peripheral vision, bulleted that pass in there, and it ends up being a tough turnover.
142 as an inbound pass comes into Maya Griffin, who will slowly bring it across the timeline into the offensive end. Sends it over to Ella Jones back in the ball game. One of the starters for Spring Mills. Now to Brooks just inside that three-point arc. Uses that pivot foot. Now we'll send it back out to Ella Jones working left. Sends it back over to Griffin, being tightly guarded by Holmes. Again, Leona Holmes back in the game. Pass intended for Domer. Poked away by Mackenzie Joliffe. And Joliffe, along with 9 points in the game so far, easily the defensive MVP, Matt.
Yeah, and again, this defense has really been stretched out from sideline to sideline and deep in that front court, making everything difficult for this Cardinals team. And the Cardinals likewise doing the same thing to Martinsburg.
1:10 remaining in the first half. 15-15. Brooks sends it out. Domer tries the three from the left side. That no good, but Jada Brooks right there with the rebound. Puts the second chance opportunity off the glass and in. Counted in the foul. She'll go to the line trying for three the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, nice job. Brooks had the ball inside. She passed it out for the three, and then she immediately made her turn where she could get position to rebound. Came right to her. She gets the bucket and draws the foul from Andrews, her second.
Brooks' foul shot rattles in and out, no good. She's now 2 for 3 from the line in this game. Under a minute now to play before the half. Prosperity Stitt. Little stutter step gets into the front court. Passes that ball around. Holmes had it, sends it down low. That 10-foot jumper put up by Morgan Andrews, no good, but an offensive rebound by Borer. Now hitting the deck is Andrews, trying to keep the basketball. Holmes had it momentarily on that right wing, looking to drive in on that right side, but shuffled those feet before using that right-hand dribble. Turnover Martinsburg with 40.9 left in quarter number 2.
Well, the Dogs starting to catch up. Spring Mills at 10. I now have Martinsburg at 9 turnovers.
Domer has it now to Brooks on that left wing. Back out top, it's Jones with the basketball. Back over to Afuebu just inside midcourt. Over to Griffin. Griffin back out to Jones between the jump circles, being guarded by Holmes. Uses that right-hand dribble, does Jones. Looking to drive in, nowhere to go. Now trap defense for Martinsburg. A little bounce pass to Griffin. Driving in, and a foul on the drive as she had a beeline towards the basket. Martinsburg fouling a little out of position. I believe it is going to be Morgan Borer on the foul, and it will, her first.
Stops that clock with 16.3 to play in the half. Spring Mills likely going to try to hold for the final shot and see if they can extend this lead going into the locker room.
Mike Griffin goes by Holmes in the lane. Contact down low. No foul call as Griffin hits the deck. Now Prosperity Stitt with 4 seconds left to drive in the lane. Gives a pass off to Holmes. That one too strong. Under a second left, and a almost full court heave for Jada Brooks is no good, and still down on the ground is Maya Griffin. As the horn sounds, and the assistant coaches for Spring Mills wanted to know how all that contact did not warrant a foul. We are through the first 2 quarters of action here at the Cardinal Coliseum. And as it was after quarter 1, it is Spring Mills to lead after quarter 2. They take a 2-point advantage into the halftime break, 17-15. The halftime show coming up after this 2-minute timeout. A 2-minute timeout, then we are back again at the half. It is Spring Mills 17, Martinsburg 15.
Hey, John Orem, I hear you're running for sheriff of Berkeley County. Can you tell me why the community should stand with you?
Sure. You know we're stronger when we stand together, right? When we leave people behind, we suffer. When we work together to solve our problems, we prosper, correct?
True.
I'm for a county that embraces good community values. Let's leave the go-it-alone mentality behind.
The go-it-alone mentality?
Let me explain. A sheriff cannot serve a community effectively without the involvement of the people.
It's time we elect a sheriff that's going to serve our community. John Orem, you have my vote.
Paid for by candidate.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
February means Valentine's, and Valentine's means sweet deals all month long at Apple Valley Chevy Toyota in Martinsburg. Get a 2020 Toyota Camry XSE with up to $4,050 off MSRP. How about a 2020 Toyota RAV4 TRD Off-Road with up to $1,960 off MSRP. Get up to $9,400 off MSRP on a 2020 Chevy Trax, or up to $9,800 off MSRP on a 2020 Chevy Equinox. Stop in to Apple Valley Chevy Toyota on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg today and check out the sweet Valentine savings. Find out more online at applevalleytoyota.com or applevalleychevy.com, a part of the Miller Auto Group, where it's always a better deal. Price does not include tax, title tax, and processing fees. Savings based on Camry stock number 20T585, RAV4 stock number 20T521, Trax stock number 20C197, Equinox stock number 20C541. See dealer for details.
Halftime show. Your halftime score is Spring Mills 17, Martinsburg 15. Halftime show brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Auto, home, life, business, disability, and retirement. Smallwood and Small is your total insurance solution. Phone them at 304-263-3361. Well, Matt, it was Spring Mills taking a 1-point lead into the intermission between quarters 1 and 2, 11-10. And Martinsburg just 5 points in quarter number 2, but not much better for Spring Mills, only 6 points in quarter number 2. Not quite the offensive outburst we saw from Martinsburg when these two teams met in the middle of January back at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse.
Yeah, Martinsburg had a 29-10 lead at the half in that matchup. And how about that second quarter as Jada Brooks, the only Spring Mills player to score, as she went 2 for 3 from the line and hit 2 shots from the floor. So all 6 Cardinal points coming from one player in that second quarter. Martinsburg has struggled shooting the basketball. They have had some open looks, but have not been able to knock them down. And when you look at the other totals, very close. Spring Mills I have right now +2 in rebounding. Martinsburg I have +2 in the turnover category. Neither team has been able to hit from beyond the arc. Spring Mills with 2, Martinsburg with 1. It has just been a very well-played game on the defensive end, and it's been tough to find points.
You talk about the defensive end and how good the defense has been, and yes, the defense has been good at times, but there's been a lot of unforced turnovers as well, a lot of bad passes, a lot of passes that the recipient of that pass may not have been expecting. So it's a case where there has been good defense, there has been turnovers, but not all those turnovers have been because of that stellar defense.
Well, but see, I think some of those turnovers have been because of the defense, leading to the offense rushing to make something happen. Some of those long down-the-floor passes that Martinsburg has thrown over the head of someone or intercepted by someone who was able to get back, it's because they're trying to rush. I want to get down the floor. I want to, hey, they look open. Let me get it to them as quickly as I can. And they forced a few things that have led to those turnovers.
All right, that is a quick recap of our first half. We come back to set you up for what else is going on this weekend in high school girls basketball, also what our next broadcast is, and we're going to stay right here. Our next broadcast is going to be between these same two teams, just the boys level. That coming up next in our Small Wood and Small halftime show. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We're back in 60 seconds. Your halftime score, it's Spring Mill 17, Martinsburg 15.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
17-15, Spring Mills holds the lead over Martinsburg. It's senior night for the girls here at the Cardinal Coliseum. Matt, tonight is a Friday night across the Mountain State, which means there is basketball going on elsewhere, including a game we're going to have right here coming up, a scheduled 7:30 tip. It's already 6:56 with senior night festivities. I don't see that happening, so probably closer to 7:45 or 8 o'clock before that one gets tipped off between Spring Mills and Martinsburg. But before we get into what else is going on in boys basketball tonight, there's a couple of big games across the Mountain State tomorrow in girls action.
Yeah, girls action tomorrow. You're looking at Morgantown coming to the Eastern Panhandle as they will take on this Martinsburg team. So a short turnaround, and a short turnaround as well for Spring Mills. And in fact, even shorter for the Cardinals, because they're getting up in the morning and driving to Morgantown, where they will take on the University Hawks. And so we'll see how this second half plays out. And I'm sure both of these teams going, all right, go home, go to bed, and let's meet again tomorrow and see what happens.
And again, can tell a lot about where these teams match up against teams from around the state, with two teams facing two Morgantown teams facing two Eastern Panhandle teams. Well, we know what's going on here this evening in boys basketball, and Matt, another Berkeley County matchup tonight as well. It is Musselman and Hedgesville.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see how that one plays out, as those two teams are battling for, the highest seed that they can get in the section. Right now, you would imagine Martinsburg has that top seed. They still have some big games, including this one tonight. And next Friday night, Martinsburg will be out at Hedgesville, which will be a huge one. And so we'll see how all of that seeding plays out once we get to the end of the year. But, yeah, definitely a big one tonight. Musselman has been playing well. So, too, has Hedgesville. We'll see if we can get some scoring updates from that one.
All right, another 1-minute timeout to take. And when we come back, we will run through some of the stats from the first half of this one. About 3 minutes left on the clock here before we'll get the second half started. At the half, it is Spring Mills leading Martinsburg 17-15. We're back in 60 seconds.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome back into the Smallwood & Small halftime show. Both teams getting in their warm-ups as we are just a few minutes away from the second half getting started here at the Cardinal Coliseum. Matt, it's time to take a look at the stats in the first half. They're brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at folk4wv.com. Paid for by Mike Folk for Governor. Individual numbers look like this, starting with Martinsburg. 2 points for Prosperity Stitt. Ella Joseph has 2 as well. 9 for Mackenzie Joliffe, and having the best overall game so far, absolutely locked down on the defensive side. And 2 points for Morgan Andrews. For Spring Mills, Bree Birdsong has a basket. 7 for Maya Griffin. That includes the 2 of the 3 3-pointers made in this game so far. Ella Jones is 0 for 2 from the charity stripe, and 2 points for Ashaya Domer, and 6 for Jada Brooks, all 6 of those coming in quarter number 2. Matt, how about some team stats?
I've got Spring Mills +2 in rebounding, 15-13, but Martinsburg +2 in turnovers, committing 9 while forcing 11. 6 first-half fouls for the Lady Bulldogs, 5 for the Lady Cardinals. Have Spring Mills knocking down 2 threes, as you mentioned, both from Maya Griffin. Martinsburg getting just 1 from Mackenzie Joliffe, and neither team shooting well from the foul line. Martinsburg 2 of 5, that's 40%. Spring Mills just 3 of 7, that's 43%.
All right, your first half stats brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at folk4wv.com. It's going to wrap up our halftime show. Brought to you by Smallwood & Small Insurance, your total insurance solution. Visit them at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg, or give them a call, 304-263-3361. Well, you just heard the horn sound, which means we're about ready for basketball. 17-15, Spring Mills has the advantage over Martinsburg. Looks like Maya Griffin is back out on the floor. She took a hard fall that left her down on the court for about 2 minutes after the first half horn sounded. It does appear to be okay. Spring Mills starts with the basketballs. Griffin looking down low for Domer. That one poked out of bounds. Holmes in the area to poke that one out. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball. Domer sends in that inbounds to Jada Brooks. Brooks has not used that dribble. Does finally give the handoff to Maya Griffin. Works around into that Cardinal logo in the center of the court. Then gives it off to Domer. Domer looking for the bounce pass down low. Nowhere to go with it. Has to use that dribble. Now Griffin has it with that left hand dribble. A little bounce pass down low to Jada Brooks. Brooks at about the foul line. Throws on the brakes. Sends it back out. Driving in that left side. Nowhere to go with it is Ella Jones. Bounce pass back out. Looking for Jada Brooks on that left wing. And throws it out of bounds. Turnover Spring Mills. Good defensive stand to start the second half for Martinsburg.
Yeah, Brooks reaching out for it. Looked like she did get a fingertip on it, but certainly was not able to get to that basketball. And there's another one of those kind of unforced errors, if you will.
30 seconds gone in quarter number 3. Prosperity Stitt will run the point for Martinsburg. Crosses that timeline into the front court. Gives it off to Ella Joseph. Now down in the corner to Mackenzie Joliffe, who will bring it back out. Cross-court pass to Holmes. Holmes now working in that left wing to Prosperity Stitt. Stitt, a no-look pass, finds Morgan Andrews, puts up the shot. That one blocked and goes out of bounds. Last touching Spring Mills, it was Jada Brooks playing good defense on Morgan Andrews, getting a piece of the basketball.
Yeah, unfortunately, Marielle Ofuegbu could not hang on to it.
Ofuegbu, one of these seniors tonight, also a very good volleyball player in her own right. Spin move for Joliffe going down that right side. Missed the shot a little short off the right side of the iron. Rebound for Spring Mills, and now Maya Griffin will slowly bring it into the offensive end for the Cardinals. Goes around the ball screen set by Jada Brooks. Driving left side before giving it off to Jones. Jones picks up that dribble. Now a bounce pass. Working in the middle of the lane. A hook shot up and good for Jada Brooks. Counted and the foul. She will go to the line and try to get 3 the old school way.
Yeah, she got that one in and knew she had a mismatch against Mackenzie Joliffe and was able to work into the lane, spin, and put that shot up. Count it and a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Ella Joseph tying her shoe real quick. A little delayed on Brooks getting the basketball for the foul shot. Takes a couple of dribbles, bends the knees, puts up that shot, misses it short off the front of the iron. We have a tie-up down low. Going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to give it to Martinsburg.
Tough free throw shooting continues.
2 for 4 in the game now is Jada Brooks. Spring Mills has hit just 3 of 7 from the charity stripe. Good backcourt pressure, but Prosperity Stitt breaks it quickly. Works it up to Morgan Andrews on the left side of the low block. Hooks up the shot. Never gets to the basket. Jada Brooks, good transition defense. Gets that block shot. Now Griffin into the front court. Gives it off to Jones on that right corner. Driving in the lane. Puts up the floater with the left hand. Contact made on the way through. Foul will be on the floor. It'll be a baseline inbound. The second foul here in the third quarter for the Dogs.
Yeah, Ella Joseph going to pick that one up.
Domer, a bounce pass on the low block on the left side. Easy layup on the left side for Marielle Ofuegbu. And on senior night for Ofuegbu, she gets her first basket. Spring Mills up by 6. Into the front court as Holmes puts up a wild shot. That because there was contact. And she will go to the line for a pair. Looks like it's going to be 4 for Jada Brooks. No, make that 1-2. It's going to be Maya Griffin getting called with that foul. Brooks was on the ground, which was why I was looking that way. And, okay, let me totally reverse this. Player control foul on Holmes going through, which is why Brooks was on the ground.
Yep, a
Holmes foul number 2.
Foul and a turnover on that offensive foul.
Ofuegbu with it out the foul line extended, sends it in the right corner to Jada Brooks, looking to drive baseline on Ella Joseph. Steps out of bounds. Turnover, Spring Mills, back to Martinsburg.
That's a great job by Ella Joseph to not commit the foul, but not give up the baseline. She kept herself between Brooks and the basket and forced her to step on that end line.
Joliffe gets the inbound, working up this near side just in front of our broadcast location. Gets across the timeline into the front court. Still doesn't give up that basketball. Now she will find Ella Joseph. Then to Prosperity Stitt in that left corner. He will bring it back out to the top of the key. Pass over to Joliffe. A long 3 from the right wing. That one off the front of the iron. No good. Ella Joseph right there to keep it alive. And she will. She sends it back out. A cutter down the lane. And finishing on the right side is Morgan Andrews. Emily Beck, part of keeping that ball alive.
Yeah, great job to keep it alive, and then the nice pass to the cutter, and a chance for Morgan Andrews to get a bucket. Matchie's only got 4 points. She's their leading scorer, averaging in double figures a game.
Only had 5 the first time these two teams met, so maybe just one of those teams for Morgan Andrews.
Well, and you know Coach Gosk is setting up the defense to make sure she doesn't beat them.
Pass down low goes out of bounds. Last touching Martinsburg on the way out. Joseph and Morgan Andrews in the vicinity, most likely touching one of them on the way out. Spring Mills basketball. Domer will start the inbound. Looking to get it in somewhere. Finally finds a fellow Cardinal. It's Ella Jones getting the basketball. Gives it to a cutting Jada Brooks. Gets it at the foul line. Takes about 2 steps in. Floater with the right hand. Up and good. She's got 4 early points here in the third quarter. A high dribble stolen away. Driving in is Domer off the back of the iron. Does get it to fall after a few bounces. Ashaya Domer converts off of the turnover. And Spring Mills out to a 25-17 lead now, 4:16 remaining in quarter number 3. Martinsburg basketball. Prosperity Stitt had it in that right corner, gives it to Morgan Andrews at the foul line. A little hesitation, drives in, gives it back out to Stitt. Stitt misses everything on the shot. Jada Brooks quickly into the front court, has it on that right wing, picks up the dribble, sends it back over to Griffin. Griffin working on that left-hand dribble, bounce pass over to Domer. Now just inside that three-point arc, jump shot for Jones, no good. Loose ball last touching. Spring Mills on the way out.
Boy, the Cardinals really playing well to start this second half. Martinsburg has been able to get just a bucket while Spring Mills has been able to add to their lead.
Stick quickly up to Ella Joseph. Around a body, giving a pass to Morgan Andrews, puts up the shot, draws contact, misses the shot, but will go to the line with a chance for a pair. Foul going to go on number 20, Mariela Fuebu.
Yep, Fuebu committing that personal, just trying to get in front of Andrews, making her move towards the basket along that right side of the lane, but was too late in getting there.
Couple of alignment adjustments for this foul shot. Morgan Andrews now gets the basketball. First foul shot up, nothing but net.
Well, Martinsburg really needs to get her going. The Cardinals have certainly gotten Jada Brooks going. 10 points now after not scoring in that opening quarter.
Ashlyn Miller into the ball game for Martinsburg. Bree Birdsong back into the game for Spring Mill. Second foul shot for Andrews. Rattles around, does not fall. Loose ball finally brought in by Domer. Quickly into the front court. Out Birdsong driving baseline, looking for the bounce pass down to Fuebu. Intercepted by Ella Joseph. Stick quickly into the front court, looking down low for Joliffe. Joliffe does everything she can just to keep it alive. Sends that to Miller on that left wing. Three ball, no good. And a rebound for Maya Griffin.
Another good open look. Martinsburg just not knocking them down.
Long two from the left side, too strong, but a rebound by Mariela Fuebu. That shot put up by Domer. Goes out of bounds, we're going to get a foul down low. That foul going to go on Ella Joseph.
I don't have an issue with the foul, but the two shots, I don't know that she was going back up. She was pulling that rebound down and was in the midst of a double team. I'm a little, taken aback by the two free throws coming here.
Mariela Fuebu's first foul shot, no good. Line drive foul shot, hard off the back of the iron. Not a whole lot of arch on that, Matt.
Yeah, got to get a little more legs into it.
25-18, Spring Mills has the advantage. Second foul shot off the right side of the iron. Again, a line drive, no good. Fuebu 0 for 2 from the foul line. Miller looking for the pass down low to Holmes. Holmes gets it, but goes off of the leg of Jada Brooks as Holmes was bringing it down. Then Prosperity Stitt steals it right after Spring Mills and gotten the basketball back. No harm, no fouls. Right back and forth. Yep. Stitt driving in, left-hand floater just inside that foul line, hangs in the front of the rim, does not fall. Jada Brooks comes down with it, a 3-on-2 opportunity for Spring Mills. Brooks is going to keep it herself, driving in, poked away. It was Ashlyn Miller poking that ball out off the leg. Looked like off the leg of Jada Brooks, but it's going to stay Spring Mills basketball.
Yeah, the official trailing on the play, saying it stays here, so Spring Mills hangs on to it. How about Spring Mills from the line now, Matt? 0 for 3 in this second half, makes him 3 of 10 on the ball game.
Jada Brooks puts up the jump shot just about a half foot inside that three-point arc on the right wing. No good. Prosperity Stitt now with it for Martinsburg. Sends to Miller on that right wing. That three a little too strong, but an offensive rebound for Morgan Andrews. Puts a second chance opportunity up, misses everything. She wants contact, does not get the call. Holmes, another opportunity, sends it to Joliffe. Floater just inside the foul line. That one's short. Jada Brooks now gets the rebound for Spring Mills, working quickly into the front court. She's driving right side, blocked by Prosperity Stitt, and not able to keep it in bounds. She can't believe it. She thought she toe-tapped the line, but it's going to stay with Spring Mills, and that may very well go down as a turnover, as it looked like Stitt had possession of the basketball. George Gosk wants a timeout for Spring Mills. Let's go ahead and take the 30-second break as well. We're back in 30 with 2:13 remaining in quarter number 3. It is Spring Mills 25, Martinsburg 18.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're a part of a family like this, you always show up. the Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Cheerleaders going back and forth here at the Cardinal Coliseum. Just under 3 minutes left in quarter number 3. It is Spring Mills with the advantage on senior night at home. 25-18 over the visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs. Matt Crawford along with Matt Miller, your broadcast team. We will switch roles as usual for the men's game. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman. Eric Starrick is our studio engineer.
Matt, Spring Mills playing their best basketball coming in. They've won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 6. Don't let that 7-11 record fool you. They have come out and really played well defensively. They have knocked down some shots that Martinsburg just has not been able to hit, and that's why the Cardinals lead by 7.
Domer looking for Brooks on the inbounds, poked away by Morgan Andrews, and Andrews able to run it down before giving it back to Stitt, who now brings it across the timeline into the front court. Uses that left-hand dribble before sending it to Holmes. Holmes between the jump circle, a bounce pass to Andrews at the foul line. Quick ball movement around the perimeter. Stitt ends up with it on that left corner, no good, but Andrews gets a second chance opportunity off the glass and in from the left side. Morgan Andrews.
Yeah, no one down there to help box her out, and she was all by herself to get that rebound, really put that back up and in.
Maya Griffin, pass up to Domer on that left wing, sends it back out to Bree Birdsong just inside that midcourt line. Now Mariella Flebu, that left wing just deep from that three-point line. Now brings it almost back to midcourt, sends it over to Domer. Domer driving right side, kicks it to Birdsong. Birdsong sends it over to Maya Griffin. Griffin sending it down low to Brooks on that left side in the lane. Puts a contested shot up. That no good. Loose ball finally run down by Prosperity Stitt after Morgan Andrews poked it to her. Quick pass up to Mackenzie Joliffe off the glass and in with the right hand.
Now Joliffe's first bucket of this second half does put her at 11 and pulls Martinsburg within 3.
Maya Griffin with the basketball, looking to give it off to Domer. No dice, tightly guarded by Holmes. Now it's Mariella Flebu with the basketball. Again, Joliffe right on her. Cross-court pass to Griffin. Griffin back across the court. Jada Brooks had it momentarily. That's poked away. Loose ball. A couple Bulldogs down there along with Ashaya Domer. Jump ball. And it's going to stay with Spring Mills.
I know Jada Brooks really getting frustrated about some of that contact and the fact that fouls are not being called. And Shannon Layton, one of the assistant coaches, looking right at her, pointing towards his head, saying, hey, keep your head in the game. Don't let it bother you. Keep playing hard the way you're supposed to play.
Brooks has it, contact, and a foul down low with 31.4 seconds left. That foul going to go on Prosperity Stitt. Stitt's first of this contest. Baseline inbound upcoming for Spring Mills. Again, just over 30 seconds left in quarter number 3. Spring Mills hanging on to that three-point advantage. Inbound goes into Jada Brooks. 1 foot on each side of that three-point arc. Has the ball poked away or maybe just lost it. Holmes there playing defense. Brooks trying to drive in, loses the basketball. Stolen away now quickly into the front court with it was Beck. Beck gives it over to Joliffe, who puts up the shot from the left side with the left hand, draws contact, and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, good fast break for Martinsburg. The foul on Ashaya Domer going to be her second, and we'll send it to the line. Joliffe, who was 2 for 3 in that first half, and right now the Bulldog leading scorer.
First foul shot for Mackenzie Joliffe, up and through.
Matt, she only had 2 when these two teams met back in January. She has been the reason why Martinsburg is only down by 2 so far.
Trying to make her contribution to only be down by 1. It won't happen. Foul shot too strong off the back of the iron. Mariella Flebu comes down with the rebound. Spring Mills basketball. They can hold for the last shot if they do choose under 10. 8 seconds. 7 seconds left. Driving in is Birdsong. Floater high off the glass. Misses the rim. Rebound by Beck comes down. 1 second left. Tries to go down the court to Mackenzie Joliffe. Never gets to her, and we are through 3 quarters of action. Spring Mills, as they have been through the first 2 quarters of action, takes a lead into the intermission. 25-23 is that Cardinal advantage. Let's take a 60-second break. We're back in 1 minute with the 4th and final quarter of action. This is West Virginia High School basketball. On Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Spring Mills held a 11-10 lead after quarter number 1, which stretched that lead out to 2 at half at 17-15. Both teams with 8 points in quarter number 3. 25-23 is that Cardinal advantage. Trying to pull what would be an upset win over Martinsburg here at home on senior night at the Cardinal Coliseum. Martinsburg will start with the basketball. Final quarter of play is underway, 7:53 and counting as Prosperity Stitt drives left side, low block floater with a left hand, a little short off the iron, but is able to run down her own rebound after poked around for a little while. She will drive in looking for Ella Joseph, but poked away by Jada Brooks, who was able to come away with the turnover, gives it off to Maya Griffin, who will now bring it across the timeline for Spring Mills.
Another nice drive by Stitt, but another bucket that Martinsburg misses. They have just not shot well in this one.
Driving in is Jones, a wide open layup going right by Morgan Andrews for the basket. 27-23, Spring Mills back out in front by 4.
Yeah, great pick out top, helping to free Jones for that drive to the rim. No help defense came over to stop her. She took it right to the basket to score.
First basket of the day for Ella Jones, who was one of the starters in this game for Spring Mills. Prosperity Stitt uses that right-hand dribble as we are through a minute in quarter number 4, stolen away by Ashaya Domer, driving left side, off the glass and in.
Nice job by Domer to go coast to coast. She knew that she had several Bulldogs trailing her, but was able to maintain her composure on that dribble and go right to the rim.
Coach Gosk and the Spring Mills bench fired up to our right. A 6-point lead against Martinsburg. Martinsburg trying to avoid dropping 3 straight, and turnovers like that aren't going to do it. Morgan Andrews splits a couple of teammates, but passes it right into the bench. Another turnover for Martinsburg, and you can see the frustration in head coach Kyle Triggs down at the other end of the gym from us.
7 second-half turnovers unofficially. I would have that now as 16 in the ball game for Martinsburg. 17 right now for Spring Mills.
Griffin with the basketball on that right wing. Out top, the top to Keita Brooks. Brooks on that right side. It's Jones with it, looking to drive. Poked away by Ella Joseph, but run down by Griffin. Griffin driving into the lane, and a foul down low. That one going on Ella Joseph, and that'll be number 4 on Joseph. See if she comes out. A substitute coming in. It's not going to be for Joseph. Instead, it'll be Holmes coming back in for Emily Beck.
Matt Ella Joseph now with those 4 fouls has only scored 2 points. The last time these teams got together, she was the second leading scorer at 13.
Jada Brooks, a jump shot just inside the foul line. Too strong, gets her own rebound. Now has the basketball again on that right wing. Uses that left-hand dribble, trying to work in on Ella Joseph. And hits the ground. Joseph fouls out of the game with 6 minutes left. And is going to finish with 2 points.
That's a tough one.
It's tough to guard a scorer like Jada Brooks.
I know,
driving in and just trying to use that body to an advantage in some way, but it's tough to do.
Jada Brooks slipped, and unfortunately, Ella Joseph was in the wrong spot at the wrong time as to where that was. I'm not convinced that there was that much contact to create that situation.
It was a 1-and-1, and the bonus opportunity for Brooks misses that foul shot on the front side. Martinsburg basketball. Holmes with it on that right wing. Picks up that dribble, nowhere to go with it. Has to go across court to Prosperity Stitt as Coach Triggs shakes his head. Didn't like that pass. Now back all the way across the court again. It was Leona Holmes putting up a 3 from the right wing. That one no good. 5:30 remaining in the ball game. Spring Mills still a 6-point advantage, 29-23. Domer driving right side, floater from about 5 feet, too strong off the back of the iron. Rebound by Holmes.
Now Martinsburg catching a break there. That was a pretty good look on that drive along this right angle. And Martinsburg still not shooting well.
Driving into the lane, left-hand shot, up and good for Morgan Andrews. Counted and the foul. And Morgan Andrews trying to become a much bigger factor in this game. 7 points so far, make that 9 points with that basket, trying to get to double digits with 5:12 left and keep Martinsburg in it.
That foul on Jada Brooks, that'll be just her first, and no foul trouble really for anybody on this Spring Mills team.
Foul shot up for Andrews, up and through. Martinsburg back within a possession, 29-26.
Well, each time Martinsburg has gotten it close, Spring Mills has had an answer. We'll see if they have another one.
Domer with it, working the right side, gives it back out to Griffin on that right wing. Griffin driving baseline, putting up a shot from behind the basket, and that's where that basketball hits. Behind the basket.
Yeah, the basket supports, and that's just good defense. Forced her all the way down to the baseline. By the time she could really make her turn, she had nothing to do with it. There was no place she could pass it, and the shot was behind the backboard.
Prosperity stood a bounce pass to Morgan Andrews, now looking down low. Bohr had it momentarily and poked away, but Miller able to keep it alive for Martinsburg. Joliffe sends it back down low to Andrews, driving in the lane. Contact, puts up the shot, misses the floater short, but will go to the line for two, and these are becoming bigger and bigger foul shots for Martinsburg, scoring with the clock still.
Well, through 3 quarters, Martinsburg was only 4 for 9 from the foul line. They have hit their first one as Andrews made the one to complete the 3-point play to start this fourth quarter, and she gets this one as well. So we'll see if Martinsburg can pick up that free throw shooting in this fourth quarter. Meanwhile, for Spring Mills, they're just 3 of 11 from the line in this one.
Second foul shot for Andrews, up and good. She's hit now 4 of her last 5. 4 of 7 on the day. Griffin into the front court. Martinsburg back within 1, 29-28. Brooks with it just inside that 3-point line. Now working in on Stitt. A size advantage for Brooks. Driving in, puts up the shot with the right hand. Fouled on the way up. And Jada Brooks will go to the line for 2. That foul going to go on Prosperity Stitt. Just her second.
Very good job by Jada Brooks. Recognizing the mismatch, going right at Stitt, getting to the rim and getting to the free throw line. I was about to say, this is a big possession. I think if Martinsburg can climb over the top and take a lead, it could go a long way towards them continuing a run that could push out that lead. Spring Mills needs some points here, but they don't get it on that first foul shot.
Second foul shot for Brooks, up, and that one, nothing but net, goes 1 of 2 on the 2 foul shot opportunities. Spring Mills the first to 30 in this game. It's 30-28. Martinsburg needed 49 to win in the first matchup between these two teams. 49-39 was the score in that first meeting at the Fieldhouse back in mid-January. Joliff driving in, kicks it down low. Those Borer, who was looking back out to Prosperity Stitt beyond the arc on that left corner, turns it over. Maya Griffin has the basketball now for Spring Mills. Griffin working to the left side on Joliff. Nowhere to go. Spins back around before giving it off to Jada Brooks. Brooks now on this near side right in front of us. Ella Jones with the basketball. Bounce pass down low to Domer. Back out to Jones. Jones driving in. Gets Morgan Andrews in the air but doesn't take advantage. Now kick out and a drive on that baseline for Domer. Misses the shot. Rebound for Martinsburg. And Stitt now into the front court. 3:27 remaining in the ball game. Spring Mills up by 2. Miller has it. She'll try a 3 from the left wing. That one hits the net, but missed it short. An offensive rebound and a save for Prosperity Stitt up to Morgan Andrews, who finishes on the right side off the glass.
Yeah, great hustle by Stitt, keeping that one alive, and we now have our 3rd tie of the ball game.
30-30. Jones has it in the right corner, driving baseline on Stitt. Has to pick up that dribble, but nowhere to go with the basketball. Finally finds Griffin, who has it on that right wing. Poked away by Prosperity Stitt. Going up this near a sideline, going up on the left, puts it off the glass and hangs on the front of the rim for just a split second, but gets it to fall. Martinsburg back out in front by 2, 32-30.
Yeah, big play. Prosperity Stitt on the turnover, taking it in and getting the bucket, and Martinsburg has the lead.
Jones gets fouled by Miller, going down looking for Jada Brooks. And it'll be a trip to the line as Spring Mills in the bonus. 2:36 remaining in the game, and a couple of big foul shots coming up for Ella Jones. Jones 0 for 2 on the day from the charity stripe.
On the line to shoot for the Cardinals, number 13, Ella Jones.
Well, free throws have not been kind to Spring Mills as a team in this one, as they've knocked down just 4 of 13 on the evening.
Jones, a very low stance. Good knee bend. Gets that first foul shot up and good.
She missed a pair all the way back in that first quarter, right? Seems like so long ago. Those don't matter now. Got to make these, and she makes the first.
Again, that deep knee bend for Jones. That second foul shot up, and much the same as the first, nothing but net. Coming back into the game, Sydney Bonnier coming into the game. Coming out is the shooter, Ella Jones. 2:30 remaining in the ball game. We are tied at 32. Prosperity stick goes around the ball screen set by Morgan Andrews. Now sends it over to Holmes, being tightly guarded by Domer. Picks up that dribble, finally gets it to a teammate. That is Prosperity Stitt. Stitt steadies that dribble between the circles, gets it to Morgan Andrews, driving baseline, looking for a cutting Holmes, can't find her. A loose ball, looking for a possession, and Spring Mills with the basketball, and Coach Gosk able to get a timeout called to keep possession for Spring Mills, and Coach Kyle Triggs is livid. It'll be a full timeout for Coach Gosk. We'll take the 60-second break as well. We're back with just about 2 minutes left in this one, and a tie ball game, 32 apiece. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Cardinal Coliseum, 2:08 remaining in the ball game. We're tied at 32. It was a loose ball down low underneath the Martinsburg basket. Spring Mills able to get possession just long enough for Coach George Gosk to call his second to last timeout. Just one left in the game as we are now under 2 minutes to play in this one. Griffin gets it into the front court, bounce pass down low. That was a Fuebu who sends it back out to Ella Jones. Jones back out to Griffin, being guarded by Miller. Goes around a ball screen floater just inside the foul line. Too strong at the back of the iron. Morgan Andrews gets the rebound out of Prosperity Stitt. Stitt into the front court, uses that right-hand dribble. Now switches to the left at the top of the key, going into the lane. Draws contact, going for a pass down to Andrews. But it's going to be a foul, and that one going to go on Ella Jones. Foul number 2 on Jones.
I would have that as 6 team fouls in this second half.
Looks like just 5 on the scoreboard here as Coach Kyle Triggs wants a timeout. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout as well. Back in 30 with 1:38 remaining. It is Spring Mills 32, Martinsburg 32.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
.138 remaining in the ball game, 32 all. In a game that will go a long way for Spring Mills in the regional standings. that are getting ever closer to being relevant. And Martinsburg trying to avoid 3 straight losses. Inbounds goes into Morgan Andrews. Loose ball, able to be run down momentarily by Benier, but Prosperity Stitt finally able to get possession again, poked away, but out of bounds. It's going to stay with Martinsburg as Sydney Benier not able to keep possession in bounds. A big opportunity for Spring Mills and Martinsburg. Luckily for them, keeps the basketball.
Yeah, you got to love that hustle by the senior. Really going hard after it. Did not give up and almost got the steal.
85 seconds left to play in this one. Prosperity Stitt to Joliffe in that left corner. Joliffe relatively quiet here in the second half, just 3 points. Ashlyn Miller has it momentarily, and out of Prosperity Stitt. Stitt working back to the top of the key, now towards that right wing. Crossover drill, driving in the lane. Finds Holmes. Holmes a little pump fake, driving low block, goes up and under, but misses the shot short. Poked out of bounds. Last touching, believe that was Sydney Benier on the way out. It'll stay Martinsburg basketball with 1:03 remaining in the game, and the way that both these teams have struggled at points to score. Each possession becoming more and more important. Miller cueing the inbound, just gets it in. That was about 4.5 seconds, it seemed like. Prosperity Stitt with the basketball. Goes around a ball screen set by Holmes. Runner, a minute to play in this one. Joliffe going to try a very long 3. Misses it off the right side of the iron, but Morgan Andrews able to get the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity, hard off the glass, and misses that shot left. 43-42, 41 seconds left. Brooks with the basketball. We're tied at 32. Has it poked away momentarily, but able to run it down. Tightly guarded by Joliffe. And a timeout taken by Spring Mills head coach George Gosk, we would have that as his final timeout. And why not use it here? A huge situation with 32 seconds left. We'll keep it right here for this 30-second break. Remind you that coming up about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game, it was a scheduled 7:30 tip for Spring Mills and Martinsburg on the boys' side. And Matt, I'm no expert on time, but with 7:35 being read on my clock here, I don't think that one's going to start at 7:30.
I think we're going to be late.
And who knows? It could be much later. We could have some free basketball here in the first game of this doubleheader. 32 all, and again, this has not been a high-scoring game. Just one quarter so far where these teams have scored in double digits, and that was quarter number 1, where it was 11-10 in the first intermission.
Yeah, both of these teams have played very well on the defensive end. We've had a lot of turnovers. We've seen a bunch of missed shots, many of those because they've been contested, but neither team has had a great overall shooting night. And if you're Spring Mills, you want to hold for this last shot if you can, but I'm telling you, you get a good look at the basket, you've got to take that shot.
Benier sends it down at the foul line to Brooks. Back out to Benier. 22-21, 20 seconds left in the game. Benier looking down to Brooks at the foul line. Spin move in the lane. Puts up a jump shot off the back of the glass. No good. Contact on Prosperity Stitt. She works it quickly up the court. A 2-on-1 opportunity. Joliffe up and under left hand. Gets it to go with 7.6 seconds left. The inbound as the timeout called by Martinsburg head coach Kyle Triggs with 4.4 seconds left in the game. Martinsburg takes the lead 34-32, and Mackenzie Joliffe, a beautiful up and under move, and got the shot to fall after hanging on the right side of the rim for that split second.
Yeah, after the long pass down the floor, Martinsburg had a 2-on-1. It was Holmes and it was Joliffe, and Joliffe did a nice job of being able to give just a little bit of a head and ball fake and then go ahead and hang on to it, going to the left hand to be able to get it up and in. She's got 14 points and right now is the second leading scorer behind Morgan Andrews, and hang on, 2, 4, 6, 7 up. They are even in point totals right now.
Joliffe had a 9-point first half, 3 in that third quarter, and her first basket of the fourth quarter could not have come at a bigger time.
No, not at all. 14 apiece, and Andrews has been the one to carry him in the second half.
Yep.
She had only 2 in that first half, but has done the job with 12 here in this second half to help Martinsburg rally to right now have a lead.
4.4 seconds on the clock. Martinsburg showing the press as you would expect. Spring Mills hoping they can get somebody deep behind the defense. Emily Cole setting the inbound in. It's Griffin with it. Hesitates momentarily. A bounce pass up to Brooke. 1 second left. She's got to get the shot up. It's blocked by Morgan Andrews, and Martinsburg is going to get the win on the road at Spring Mills on senior night, 34-32. The Dogs improved to 15-4 and a heartbreaker for Spring Mills. They will drop to 7-12. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we will quickly run the numbers from this one and kind of recap how it went. Then we will take another quick timeout and jump into the pregame show as the boys' game starting in just about 20 minutes. Again, the final from Game 1, it was Spring Mills losing in a heartbreaking fashion, 34-32. We're back in 60 seconds.
Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Welcome back into the Cardinal Coliseum. Let's quickly get into the numbers from this one before we send it back to the studio for another 1-minute timeout and come back for the pregame as the boys already getting warm-ups underway and a minute in. Matt, it was a 34-32 win for Martinsburg, and their individual numbers looked like this. Leading the way, 2 leading scorers for Martinsburg. Mackenzie Joliffe with 14, Morgan Andrews with 14. It was 4 points for Prosperity Stitt and 2 for Ella Joseph. Just 4 players scoring for Martinsburg, Matt.
Yeah, but it was the first half for Joliffe and the second half for Andrews that helped to lead the way as Martinsburg gets the come-from-behind victory. Some team numbers look like this. I've got still just the 2 threes from Spring Mills in the ball game, 1 from Martinsburg. Martinsburg went 7 of 12 from the foul line. Not great at 58%, but for Spring Mills in a 2-point loss, this hurts. 6 for 15, just 40% from the line. That free throw shooting really was costly. Martinsburg, 33-25 rebounding edge and a 17-18 turnover advantage as Martinsburg +1 in that category.
Real quick, some individual numbers for Spring Mills leading the way. It was Jada Brooks with 11. 7 points for Maya Griffin, 6 for Ashaya Domer, 4 for Ella Jones, and 2 apiece for Bree Birdsong and Mary L. Afuebu. It was a 11-10 game in the first quarter. Spring Mills up by 1. They took a 2-point lead into the half, outscoring Martinsburg just 6-5 in quarter number 2. Both teams scored 8 in the third quarter, 25-23 Spring Mills. And the only quarter that Martinsburg is going to finish in the plus column of that is going to be the one that matters. In that fourth quarter, they get the win. The final was 34-32. Martinsburg improves their record to 15-4. Spring Mills drops to 7-12. 1 minute break to take. When we come back, we will start our coverage for the pregame show for West Virginia High School basketball, as we are already about 4 minutes into the pregame here for warm-ups. It'll be these same 2 teams, Spring Mills and Martinsburg. Back after this 1 minute timeout. This has been West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown